And we also need to be thinking and acting small, because there is so much that we can be about. Stewardship is not simply a charge that's laid out by certain aspects of society, such as churches and other like-minded community organizations. In life is all about. We have a moral. We can also do that and acting in small ways. One of the
as mayor of the city of Corner Brook and leader of our council, I guess, it's important that people understand the issues dealing with climate control and climate change and all the issues surrounding what's going on globally, but also more importantly locally, and the things that we're doing. As a council, we've looked at a number of different initiatives in order to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions as a city, and we're trying to encourage all residents of Corner Brook and obviously the broader region and province to follow suit. As you know, we're neighbors with this church here. We just purchased a building site next to things like a rooftop garden that has advantages for heating and cooling on public buildings. We're looking at putting 3 facilities, the museum, the library, and the city hall in one.
It's called. I just want to really stress the importance of events like this. Today is Global Climate Action Day, meaning you are right now standing with millions of people around the world. You should be watching the news later on, because there are events happening in over 80 countries. Over 35 cities in Canada are all putting events together, because right now 192 heads of the nations are coming together in Bali in order to discuss the second phase of the Kyoto Protocol, and in order to introduce a few of the local solutions that we might have. And it's great to see this many of you guys out here.
Particularly will have a big impact on smaller islands. Now you have to picture islands like the Bahamas and Seychelles, Maldives, probably just about 30 feet above sea level. And with this climate change and rising ocean levels, a lot of them are going to be, if not inundated, they're going to have problems with water, salt water intrusion, problems with hurricanes, storms, a lot of coastal. How much are human beings causing?
To make snow. We could hook a little mini hydro plant at the end of those pipes, generate electricity. No, these are things we should ask our political leaders and our commercial leaders.
And for the sake of climate change, if you took a whole bunch of different aspects of North American society and you plotted them on a graph, it's amazing how similar they all look. If you did sort of growth in GDP, rise in per capita wealth, burning of fossil fuels, atmospheric concentration of CO2, number of McDonald's restaurants in Canada, all of these things look exactly the same. From about 1950 to now, there's this sharply increasing trend, except for one really important aspect, and that is perception of happiness. There's a debate about whether perception of happiness has just remained sort of on a flat line despite all that economic growth. But there's also increasing evidence that it has the opposite trend. The perception of happiness has been declining, and often has an inverse relationship with economic growth beyond optimal growth. A couple of really easy examples are Alberta and Norway. Both of these are the fastest growing economies in the past decade and a half, and both of them also have the fastest rates of depression, growing depression, the fastest rates of growing social tensions and anxiety. Yet we seem convinced that there's this necessary coupling between happiness and growth, and the evidence just bears that the opposite, impoverishing us spiritually, and it's impoverishing us biophysically.
And raise your voices merrily, hey Harper, take a hike. Climate change, this we have to stop. Reduce emissions and GHGs, the temperature will drop. Hey! Climate change, we will feel the heat. Act today without delay and trouble. It turns into lakes. Our action is appalling. So commit for goodness sakes. Oh, you better invest in wind and solar. Santa needs this to save the polar. Climate change is coming to town.